All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to crack one of the trickiest codes in English grammar, the past tenses. We're going to turn all that confusion into total clarity and solve this puzzle once and for all.
You know that feeling, right? You're trying to tell a story about something that happened yesterday and the words come out, but it just doesn't sound right. It feels a little off. Well, trust me, you are not alone. And today, we are going to fix it.
Okay, so think of these sentences as our case files. Each one has a little mistake, a clue that's just a bit out of place. Our job today is to be grammar detectives. We're going to examine the evidence and figure out exactly what went wrong.
So, let's dive into our first case. The mystery of finished versus unfinished time. This is where two tenses, the past simple and the present perfect, often get into a little bit of a fight. But don't worry, we're here to be the referee.
Now this right here, this is your first huge clue. Seriously, the key to solving this whole puzzle is spotting the time words. Are we talking about a time period that is completely over, like yesterday or last week? Or is the time period still happening, like today or this year? That little difference, it's everything. Here's a classic mistake. I see this one all the time. You see, we've got have you seen, that's present perfect, but it's paired with last week, which is a finished time. It's like wearing a fancy tuxedo with a pair of muddy sneakers. They don't go together. The present perfect is all about connecting the past to right now, but last week, that's totally in the past.
And here it is. This is the golden rule that cracks the case wide open. If the time is finished, the verb has to be in the past simple. It's that clean. Words like yesterday, 5 minutes ago, in 1999, they're all screaming for the past simple tense.
So check this out. There are actually two ways to fix our problem sentence. You can change the verb to match the time, so it becomes, did you see Maria last week? Or you can change the time to match the verb, making it, have you seen Maria this week? See? Both are perfect. They just mean slightly different things. You've got options. All right, you ready for the next puzzle? This is what I call the case of the interrupted story. This is all about what happens when one short action happens right in the middle of a longer, ongoing one. So take a look at this sentence. This is our main piece of evidence. And what you'll notice is there are two different tenses working together as a team. Was studying, that's the past continuous, and arrived, that's the past simple. They're telling a story together. Okay, this visual makes it all just click. Think of Gary's studying as the long background action. It was already happening. Then, bam, my arrival. That's the short, quick action that interrupted it. So the rule is simple. The long background action gets the past continuous, and the short, interrupting action gets the past simple. All right, time to level up. This is a more advanced puzzle. What do you do when you're already talking about the past, but you need to mention something that happened even before that? Welcome to the case of the past perfect.
So before we even try to build the sentence, let's just get the timeline straight. What happened first? The flight left. What happened second? I got to the airport. Two separate things in the past. The question is, how do we combine them into one sentence that makes that order super clear?
This is where our secret weapon comes in, the past perfect. You can think of it like a time travel tense. It lets you be in a past moment and then jump back to an even earlier past moment. It's pretty cool.
And there's our solution. When you say the flight had already left, you are instantly telling your listener that this event, the flight leaving, happened before the other past event, you reaching the airport. It totally clarifies the sequence. No confusion. Case closed.
Okay, on to our final puzzle for the day. And this one is a little bit of a curveball, I'll admit. It's about a special group of verbs that just, well, they don't like to be continuous. We're going to call it the case of the state of verbs. Just listen to this example. I was understanding the lesson. It just sounds weird, right? And that's because understanding isn't an action you do over time, like jogging or cooking. It's a state. It's a condition. You either understand or you don't. So we just say, I understood.
Here are some of the usual suspects. Verbs like know, want, believe, need, they all describe states or feelings, not physical actions. So as a general rule, you want to keep these guys in their simple form. They really don't like that "ing" ending.
So, there we have it. We've examined all the evidence, we've followed every clue, and we've solved every single case. And you know what that leaves us with? Your very own grammar toolkit to make sure these mistakes stay in the past for good.
Now, this table brings everything we just talked about together in one simple place. Think of it as your personal cheat sheet. You've got the tense, exactly when to use it, a perfect example, and those all-important keyword clues to look out for. This is your reward for some excellent detective work.
You officially have the tools. You know how to solve the past tense puzzle every single time. The code has been cracked. So the only question left is, which one of these powerful tools are you going to start using and mastering first?